Hi, Riddhi this side. Thank you for all the love and all the messages I received. When I started, I did not feel like I will be able to help a lot of people, but I always wanted to, and I'm glad I was able to help few of you. I am glad I could provide the safe space for you to talk to me and share your problems. Me being junior most and the hierarchy which exists in medical colleges, I know how difficult it must have been for seniors to approach me and talk about their struggles. But I'm really thankful for it. Today, I openly want to discuss about my struggles and how I will be choosing my mental health over any stipend, any degree, over MD degree, and yeah, I will try not to make any cuts in this video, so I come across as authentic and my real self. Unfortunately, I started with my mental health battles very early on in life. Uh, since sixth class, in sixth class it was my first passive suicidal ideations which I started to get, and I started to feel like there's no point in living life. At that point of time, I did not know what dysthymia means, obviously, but since I inherited, so I inherited from my maternal side, and thankfully, my mom was self aware enough to provide me the help which I needed. Thankfully, there was not much of an internal shame which I faced internally or from family itself. Uh, in 8th class, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. All the symptoms of anxiety were there. It felt suffocating. I wanted to escape it, but slowly I started to live with it. It went into full blown episodes of depression in 2019. To be precisely, it was 5th of June 2019 when I could not get the result I expected. I know I deserved Maulana Azad because I can still say it proudly that I had worked my ass off for that, and it was much more hard work I had put in for NEET PG. I want to share it. It was at least 200 times the efforts I had put for NEET PG this time. So yeah, and it did not go that way. I could not get into Delhi, and I always wanted to become a doctor. So despite my mom saying it to me that I should take a drop and I should prepare again, I was not ready because I had given everything I had left in me. So I went to join a government college, and I will be very open. I did not know that I could have a UP domicile, but then I realized that we have property there. Like my dada dadi, nana nani have a property there, both of them in UP. So that's when I got a UP domicile, and we took admission. Like I took admission in Mahalakshmi Bai Jhasti. So now, giving off the warning, I have no hatred, no grudges to anyone over there, and I'm really grateful to the seniors, to two of my batchmates, and one of my closest junior who was always there for me throughout my entire duration and through my entire struggles. And they were just there. They could have abandoned me and left me and labeled me psychotic and boycotted and slut and what all I was called. They could have done that easily, but they did not do it. And when they were actually provoked to leave me, and I am grateful for them not doing it. I really thank them a lot. This rank is for them, and yeah. So in first year, it was really bad for me. I coming from DPS Matra Road, I had a really bad cultural shock over there. I have, by God grace, I have been in an amazing upbringing. I have been surrounded by amazing people, and then it was a shock to every single cell of mine. It got really bad, and all I could think of is, why am I even here? Like, how should I survive? I just wanted to escape. I just wanted to run, and it had been from June to December. It had been, I guess, eight months. sorry, 6 months, right? It had been 6 months of me just lying in a vegetative manner. I am a person who really loves to study, and all I could do was just open the book, open my guidance, and just keep crying. I still don't know. I have not read anatomy. I did not know how I passed anatomy. Uh, I could not do it. I could just, tears could not stop. I just kept crying and crying and crying, and there was no will left in me. I had proper symptoms of major depressive disorder. I just felt so guilty of so many things in life. That's when I sought help. Uh, I did not have a really good experiences with initial psychiatrists also. Unfortunately, in first year itself, there's so much stigma within the medical uh, fraternity itself that people do not hesitate to say that you are weak, that you are weak enough, and that you're weak, that you have to be on antidepressants. You are weak. You cannot take one score to your heart. You are so depressed, and this is coming from a psychiatrist minded, and you don't deserve to be a doctor because you deal with all of it. And it was so hurtful. Someone saying it on my face that I'm not worthy of my dream. I already felt it. Then I was told that because I deal with mental health issues now, I don't deserve it, and I'm weak. And I'm not supposed to be open about my journey to anyone in college because I will be boycotted. And that happened. Yeah, that very honestly that happened. Unfortunately, I've even been told by a batchmate of mine that go and commit suicide, we don't care. Go. You will just make things worse for us. Unfortunately, we had lost a senior from 18 batch, just the previous batch, and I'm really sorry for the loss which happened. But yeah, in first year itself, I was said it on my face that you go do it, you will just add on trauma to us. Yeah, it was bad. Then thankfully I found psychiatrist. I found a good therapist. I got the help which was needed. I was put on medications. There was since 2019 there's just been 1 month in all these last 6 years when I was not on medications. I was off the medications, and yeah, and at this point of time, the amount of remissions and relapses I have, I know that I might pretty well have to take it for lifelong. It's for me, it's as normal as if I have thyroid, or if I have hypertension, I will go and take a medication because I need it. So I will do it for my own sanity. Then I had really bad, very bad experiences. I developed phonophobia. I used to get triggered by small voices. Uh, I used to have very bad anxiety attacks. I used to have anxiety attacks in sleep. I used to have very bad crying spells. There have been at least days. I used to growl, I used to shout, and there have been at least 3 or 4 incidents where I could not stop crying for more than 24 hours. And I'm not kidding when I say it. I have battled with some of the worst mental health situations where, for me, giving up on life was a much more easier option. But then I always knew that that's not the right step to do. And it just got worse as I talked with the poster also later in my life. It just got worse. For me, my first year was very tough. Second year, third year were relatively easier. That in third year itself, I started to find my sort of seniors. I realized these are the people who can help me, and thankfully, by God's grace, I am in touch with all of my seniors from third year itself. And yeah, and then internship was worst. It was the worst thing which could ever happen to me, and I was preparing at that point of time. So in internship, I decided to be myself, to be my authentic self, to be the Delhiite I am, and it did not go well with the crowd over there at all. I was openly labeled a slut. I was talk of the town in my own batch. I was talk of the town amongst JRs. I have had female JRs come up and say to me, "You're a slut," on my face during preparation, mind it, and it was really painful. That is when my mental health began to get worse. And before paper, as I said, I was at least on 9 medications. I was diagnosed with CPTSD as well. I was on lithium. I was on desvenlafaxine. In past, I have been on sertraline, I have been on escitalopram, paroxetine, fluoxetine. So technically, amitriptyline, propanol, etazolam, zolpidem, and I will probably make a video of how these medications have different side effects on me. It was all very bad. It was really, really, really bad. No one could ever realize. I was showing only the parts of me which I wanted to show. I was hiding the things which I never wanted to show. No one knew what went inside my head except few people I chose to spoke to. And yeah, so before NEET PG, so we have this UP one. It was applicable from 2018. So I had decided that I will break this bond. Now this did not make sense to anyone over there except one or two people and except my parents. Everyone was like, wait for NEET PG. We know you will clear NEET PG. You just wait for NEET PG and then break after it. Like, or even if you clear NEET PG, like which happened right now, you can pause the bond and you can complete it later, or you can pay from your own stipend once you start to earn 3 years down the lane. That was the sane option to do. Like, that was the sanest thing to do, and anyone in my place should have done it. And yeah, that's what I would advise that person to do. But that advice did not fit me at all. I knew I could not go to NEET PG with this baggage and with INI baggage which I already had. So I took this insane decision of breaking the bond, because one thing I knew, that I will not go back to this state now. This has damaged me to the extent where I cannot save myself. Right now at my rank, I will get amazing, I might even get few of the branches, not medicine obviously, but few of the MD branches in KGNU itself with UP quota. But I won't do it. I will not sit for UP counseling because I can't do it. For me, living life is more important. My sanity is more important. I would so the bond was for 10 lakhs, and I will be very frank, my parents have already paid more than 10 lakhs for my mental health in these last 6 years than this bond could ever cost. This bond was costing me my own life. And right now, I don't want to leave Delhi. I am not a person who's good with changes. I am a person who now wants to heal. It's been at least 10 to 12 years of very harsh mental battles. There has not been a single day when I have not woken up with a lump in my throat and a tightening chest compression and every day I've cried. Like, yes, it's probably after the result, it's been 2 weeks when touch wood I have not cried. Otherwise I've cried every day. So yes, at this point of time, I would like to heal. I would like to be close to my friends over here in Delhi. I will be taking up DNB medicine. Fingers crossed. I will get it. Or DNB respiratory medicine is also a branch which I'm exploring right now. Stipend is not good. In UP, the stipend is 1 lakh. Over here, in majority of the private DNBs, we have a 60 to 70k stipend. Yeah, so right now I will be choosing my mental health, and I want you to do the same. If you are dealing with it, please feel free to talk to me. Please feel free to connect to me. I know the stigma which doctors themselves have. I know the stigma which non-medicals have, that ये तो डॉक्टर ही पागल है, ये औरों का क्या इलाज करेगा. So I know the stigma, and yeah, stay in touch. Please stay in touch, and if you need any help, I am here. If I am in the capacity to help you at this point of time, I will really want to do that, because I really had few people, and I'm grateful for the few people I had who helped me cross this bridge. So stay sane, stay happy. Thank you. Bye bye.